guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, got an email from a subscriber. This guy's been watching for a while, I think since 2022, and recently his patience has definitely been used up with his coworker. His coworker and the guy who's a friend of his is regularly going to him complaining about problems in his marriage. And this guy here, after his own life experience and things he's learned on this channel, has been trying to help him out. He's recommended my channel, my videos, and all that, and yet this guy, of course, doesn't want to do anything about it and just keeps going to this guy, wasting his time with his problems. And, of course, this guy wants to know, what should I do? This is getting really old. How do I tell him to leave me the hell alone? I'm done here. And I thought it'd be going to go over here, guys, one, to respond to his question and show you guys you're not alone, because I'm sure lots of you guys have like one person in your life that's like this, but also really address human nature. How in human nature, basically, people will complain about everything, and yet most people are unwilling to do anything about it. And how, let's be honest, most people are miserable for various reasons, and again, aren't willing to do anything about it. And it can be so frustrating for those that do take action to better their lives and listen to all the whining and complaining. So I'm going to go through this brief email here and talk about the bigger picture here. And so him, as well as you guys out there that may have a situation like this and are frustrated with this, have a better understanding about human nature and understand you're not alone. So he says here, hey, SSM, quick question, as I need everyone's help. How do I tell my coworker that I don't want to hear about his marriage anymore? Well, you tell me you don't want to hear it anymore. End of story, done. End of video after 1 minute. He says, a little background here. In 2022, when I first started to work with this guy, let's call him Mark, his wife came to look for him and to drop off food for him. However, the first thing that came to my mind was, this woman is a user. But I didn't tell him that. Well, I wouldn't stick your nose in other people's affairs, guys, and especially with coworkers. Remember, this is your job. This is where you're earning income. You don't need to stir up drama that can potentially get you fired. If he went to you, that'd be different. Well, after a couple months, I heard she came on the job location again and beat him up because he kept doing overtime enough that he was never even ever around, even though they had a newborn baby. She showed up at your work, and she beat him up, for lack of a better term. They got into an argument. She was slapping him or something like that. Hello? This is a problem. Next, he told me that another man bought her a Valentine's Day gift, and she accepted it. I told him I would end the marriage. You're darn right. But let's backtrack the whole her showing up at his work, screaming and yelling and fighting, making drama, and obviously hitting him. Yeah, this ain't going to work. Now she's cheating on him, obviously. Next, she walked out on him to be with the other guy, and yes, she took the child with her on this Valentine's Day. This guy needs help. So I told him to watch your channel and sent him links after links. The next week, he told me that he and his wife got back together, so I was like, okay, cool. Smack. No, not okay, cool. You think she's going to change? Believe me, I don't think he sat there and watched my videos all weekend and became Superman and got his shit together. If he watched my videos, he'd be talking to a divorce attorney. Well, I come to find out that he never watched your videos. Big surprise. So for the whole of 2022 through 2023, he kept on telling me that he and his wife are having problems, and I kept on telling him I don't want to hear it. I was fed up and told him to leave her. But it's like he doesn't hear. And obviously this has been going on 2024 and 2025. So how can I tell him to stop asking for advice if you're not going to take it? I want to block him so badly, but we work together. So, okay. Your guy's got major problems, and he's going to you to talk about them. You're offering him solutions, and he doesn't want to listen to it, and he stays in the problem, and he keeps coming back to you, wasting your time. He's driving you crazy. Well, bro, you're not alone, because I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there watching this right now, shaking your heads, that have one guy just like that. And my quick response to your question, and then I'm going to get more into this detail, is this. If you're sick of it and you've offered solutions and this has been going on for a while, years of this shit, I tell them, man, I've been trying to help you out. I've been trying to be a friend. I've offered you solutions. I've listened, and you still are in the same situation. You're not willing to do anything about it. So at this point, I don't want to hear about it anymore. Respect my wishes and do not bring up anymore. I've given you solutions. I gave you this YouTube channel. I'm sure you gave him other YouTube channels to listen to help you out. Your situation's a mess. I'm done here. This is our place of business. You want to talk to me about about the Super Bowl? You want to talk to me about the freaking playoffs? You want to talk about anything? Great. But we're not talking about your marriage anymore. That's why my advice to you and anybody else in this situation. Now, let's address the bigger picture here, which is really why I'm doing this video here, about people out there that are unhappy and unwilling to do anything about it. Like I said, guys, most people in this world, it's been my experience, I'm now 47, so I think I've lived long enough to have some life experience. I've lived a lot of parts of this country, known a lot of people from my life, all shapes and sizes, all backgrounds, and I know that most people are unhappy. And there's degrees to being unhappy. And yet the interesting thing is, all they want to do is complain about it and never do anything. And for those of you guys out there that are go-getters, that are into self-improvement, making positive change in your life, that can drive you up the wall. But there's a reason why, again, in this life, you have so many unsuccessful people versus people that are successful because, again, most people are just lazy and don't do anything about it. So, for example, I'm sure you guys know at least one person that bitches and complains about where they live. And yet, they aren't willing to do anything to relocate, right? Now, sure, it is harder to relocate if your job is in a certain area. You have to find a new job and all that. But that's tricky. Or if you have a wife and you have kids. But it's not impossible. It can be done. I grew up in an area in a small town where everybody hated where they lived. And guess what? The same people that bitched and complained about it in high school are still living there. The vast majority. I got out. Or you have people that complain that they don't like the way they look. They're overweight or whatever. And yet, you don't see them at the gym. You don't see them consulting a registered dietitian or someone that can help them lose the body fat. You don't see them going to the grocery store and loading up on fruits and vegetables and learning how to cook healthy things. They just keep doing what they're doing, eating garbage, not getting exercise, and complain. And it's like, well, you know what? I don't want to hear it. Or you have people that complain about their relationships, that they don't like who they're involved with or the same type of people. And yet they stay with that individual, man or woman, depending on who we're talking about here. And they're not willing to make any changes. Or they're unhappy about who their friends are, but they keep hanging out with the same type of people that treat them like crap and all that, and they're not willing to go outside their social circle. Or people complain about their job. I don't make enough money, I'm not treated well. And you offer solutions about looking for another job, sending resumes out there, going to interviews, and they're not willing to do that. You get my point. So you get a whole world of people like that. And it's frustrating. And you can probably tell in my voice, I'm really getting amped up here, because I've heard this shit my whole life. As a personal trainer, people would come to me and hire me, and I would tell them exactly what they needed to hear, and a lot of times they didn't like that. And some people, most people didn't like that. And so I would tell them, and they would come to do the workouts with me, because I would push them, because that's what they hired me to do. But when I made them recommendations about changing their diet, eating healthy and all that, they looked at me like I was asking them to give up their firstborn child, because they don't want to do that. And then they were bothered by the fact that they weren't trimming body fat like they were, like they wanted to. And I explained to them, look, exercise is so important, lifting weights, cardio and all that. But in terms of body fat reduction, that's only going to go so far. You have to change your diet. You got to start eating healthy, clean. They don't want to hear that. They want to give up their alcohol on the weekend. They want to give up their pizza and their cheeseburgers and trips to McDonald's and getting their ice cream and all that. And I said, look, you can have some of that, but you got to reduce it dramatically. Nope. And they didn't get anywhere. And eventually then they stopped working with me. And instead of blaming themselves, they blamed me because they didn't get where they wanted to get to. Now, eventually I had a good client roster when I was truly 100% working for myself. And I was happy with those people that took action. But the people that weren't willing to do it, they came and went. End of story. So guys, for those of you out there that have friends or coworkers, whatever, that are constantly coming to you with their problems, stop listening to them. You've offered them solutions. They don't want to do anything about it, and just politely say, I'm not doing this anymore. It's jeopardizing our friendship. It's making our work environment difficult. When you're truly ready to take action, I'm here to listen and help. But until that time, I'm convinced, don't waste my time. That's what I would say to this guy here and anybody else listening to this thing. Because again, you get a whole world of this. And by the way, I might add, is that generally speaking, you get a bunch of guys together, some friends, some bros, and one of them has a problem. What usually happens is that guy will sit there and explain it. You're sitting there at a booth having some beers with your buddies at the bar. They say it's 4 of you, and the guy says he's got some problem going on. Well, you get a bunch of guys together. What do? We'll start offering solutions, and that guy then has the choice to do something about it. But what do women do when one of their girlfriends has a problem? We all know. You get the girls together, and that girl will just talk. And none of the women offer solutions. They just talk to get off their chest. And they walk away, and she's like, oh, I feel so much better. What do you mean you feel better? You didn't solve the problem. And women get mad because guys, we don't want, guys are always trying to fix things for us. Well, that's what we do. Because it's stupid just to talk incessantly and not going anywhere. She just wants to get things off her chest. And I bet for a lot of you guys watching this, that's what it's like. These guys talk about their problems, want to get off their chest, and they don't do anything about it. They're like a bunch of fucking women. And, a lot of women, they want to fix things by themselves. They get off their chest, and then they can, I feel better. And they go figure out themselves. But guys at least offer solutions, practical solutions to end a problem. So for you guys listening to this and had that person that go to you and they just talk, that's like dealing with a fucking chick. So to this guy and again, anybody else, understand there are people in this world, no matter what, they don't want to do anything about it, but they certainly want to bitch and complain and waste your time about it. So in this situation, guys, you offer your solutions once, maybe twice, and if they're still not willing to act upon it, whatever that may be they're complaining about, then you say respectfully and politely, don't want to talk about it anymore. When you're truly ready to make a change, then I'll listen, then I'll offer solutions, but I'm done. That's what I think you should do. That's what I think anybody else should do in this situation. So yeah, you can tell I'm a little heated up about this, guys, because this is something I've dealt with for quite some time. But again, remember, gentlemen, if you're watching this and you watch other channels to learn things, to prove upon things, you're a go-getter, understand you're rare. Because again, most people in this world, and you know this, I'm sure most of you know this if you're older, people are just stuck in life, but it's because of their own fault. But it's easier to blame everybody else for their problems instead of their own. No one's going to save you, guys. You got to save yourselves and start off by making a choice. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to look for help and take action. There you go. So, bro, tell your friend not talking about the marriage shit anymore until he's ready to make a serious change. But I seriously doubt it's going to happen. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let's hear it, guys, in the comments section. Do you got somebody in your life that's like that? I want to hear about it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.